some people, and there will always, always, always be people who are willing and more than willing to treat you like trash because of their own issues. But those don't matter right now, okay? Your issues matter. There will always be people in the world who are broken and who are hurt. Hurt people. And if you keep having this belief that you're not worth a damn thing, you're gonna keep attracting these people, and this is how you're gonna reinforce your worldview. Hi guys, so I felt the need to share this message today with you. Here's a new way to think about self-worth. I know that a lot of you guys probably are people pleasers. You are probably giving your energy away for nothing, sometimes not even expecting anything in return. You believe that it is your duty and your responsibility to give, and that is the only way that you are worthy of love and appreciation of other people. This is a loop that you're stuck in, that you've probably learned early in childhood, and that is difficult to get out of. But I want you to think about it this way. Think about the person who has hurt you the most. The person who completely drained you. The person who used you. Maybe it was someone who cheated on you. Maybe it was a family member whom you supported throughout their life, but they didn't give you the support back. Quite the opposite. They just used you. And now think about how that person looks in the mirror every single day. They are probably quite content with themselves. They think that they are doing good. They probably have a higher self-worth than you have. Now, if this person, who is probably full of negative characteristics, who has a poor character, who is weak-minded, if this person is able to value themselves, look in the mirror and say to themselves, I am fine the way I am, and if this person believes that they deserve what they took from you, why shouldn't you? Why should not you believe that you deserve the exact same things? You know that you are objectively better than this person because you're not the one who used you. You're not the one who took and didn't give back. No, you are the giver in that situation. Still, you think to yourself that you're less than this person. So with self-worth, it is a very complicated manner because you can only give that to yourself. We search for this in the external. We try to hate ourselves into loving ourselves. So we think that if we just do this much, if we just look this good, if we're just such a good friend, such a good sister, just such a good mother, whatever, then we're finally going to value and respect ourselves. But the thing is, it is actually way easier than that. There's no if then. There's only I value myself or I don't. And this is literally a switch that you can make. The second that you start looking into the mirror and realize that you are worth so much more than what you've previously thought you were, is the moment your life is going to start to change. And the thing is this, there's a stack of evidence why you're worth more than you think you are. But your mind has been programmed in a way where you don't value that stack of evidence. Instead, you look for the few remarks, the few comments that you got that made you think that you weren't good enough. Say you're always doing a good job at work, and then one day you get a negative comment. Your brain has a negativity bias, so it overvalues that one negative comment, which is completely distorted. It is not an accurate representation of reality. And especially if we've grown up with this mindset for a very long time, we see everything through this lens. We look for things in the world that support the views that we already hold, okay? So our perception is a vicious cycle. or not a vicious cycle necessarily, just a cycle that reinforces what we already believe. So this could be a vicious cycle for one person and a positive loop for another person, depending on which values they are starting with. And if you have low self-worth, you're always going to look for evidence that you're actually not worth anything. So you will go out into the world and you will look for people who will mirror back to you that you are not worth a damn thing. So a lot of the times people say, okay, why would someone who comes from an abusive environment, from an abusive family, why would they pick an abusive partner? This happens a lot of the times. This is correlated. People who grew up in abusive environments, they tend to go from abusive partners. And you would think to yourself, why in the world would they do that? I mean, they know what it's like. They know what it's like to suffer from abuse. They know what it's like to fear for your life, or to fear for going insane, literally. So why on earth would they pick a person similar to this again? Because we want to be confirmed. We want our worldview to be right. We want our predictions that we make, our beliefs that we hold, we want them to be right. And so you look for people who reinforce the view and the picture that you paint of yourself. So you're gonna go for people, you could literally be a diamond, but you're gonna look for people who are gonna treat you like you're some stone laying on the ground. That's such a cheesy metaphor, but this is what I mean. Some people, and there will always, always, always be people who are willing and more than willing to treat you like trash because of their own issues. But those don't matter right now, okay? Your issues matter. There will always be people in the world who are broken and who are hurt. Hurt people hurt people. And if you keep having this belief that you're not worth a damn thing, you're going to keep attracting these people. And this is how you're going to reinforce your worldview. On the positive note, there are also plenty of people who will value you, who will treat you with respect, and who will throw back a more realistic view of yourself. People are essentially like mirrors. They mirror back to us what we believe about ourselves. And there will be people who will mirror back to you different attributes about yourself. And you have to be careful with whom you pick to be around. And so the next time that you enter a relationship or that you meet a friend, think to yourself, how does this person make me feel? And which views that I hold about myself is this person mirroring back to me? And if you start to notice that this person is disrespecting you, and you kind of feel good about it at first because, you know, that is what you believe about yourself, be careful and cut the ties before it can get any more serious. You already have good beliefs about yourself, in yourself. If you started your healing journey, you probably somewhere in the middle of it, there's some part of you that thinks, okay, I might actually be worth something. I might actually not be as dumb as I was told I was. I might actually be able to accomplish something in this world. There's some part of you that already thinks that, but there's also a huge part of you that has been built up for years and years, a belief system, literally neurons wired together to believe that you're not worth damn thing, that you're dumb, that you're stupid, that you're on the bottom of the hierarchy. And this part, of course, is still there. And what's gonna throw you back miles in your healing journey is if you surround yourself with people and with situations who reinforce this old identity of yours. So, think again. There's so many horrible people who think that they are the greatest. Narcissists, great example. They are manipulative. They sabotage people for their own well-being, and they think to themselves that they are amazing. This is a coping mechanism because they usually grow up in environments where they are taught that they're not worth anything. So they do this as a sort of survival strategy to hide their very low self-esteem. But they quite frankly believe they are amazing. Which, of course, you would think they don't deserve to believe that. But here comes the thing. You don't deserve self-worth. Get it? The narcissist, they can think that they're great. Whatever. Let them do that. Whatever. As long as they don't manipulate you. You don't want to be your own narcissist, right? But let him believe that. Or let her believe that. But here's what I want you... Here's what you can learn from these horrible people. They don't question that. They don't question that they deserve this. They don't think that they need to do A, B, and C to kind of finally value themselves. They value themselves regardless of how horrible they are. And then there are people, like people pleasers, very empathetic people. We are so hard on ourselves, and we think that we need to be extraordinarily good in every area of life in order to be appreciated and in order to be loved by ourselves. And this is the thinking mistake that we're making. There's no process. It's a decision. It's a switch. You could literally make the switch right now. You don't need to deserve this self-worth. You need to have it. And then the acting comes afterwards. Okay? So self-worth is essentially a belief. And beliefs can be changed. And beliefs will in turn change your actions again. If you start believing that you're worth more than you think you are right now, you will start acting accordingly. And you will end the relationship. You will end the friendship. You will end the job that reinforces this old low self-worth, this old belief of not being worthy. You deserve to value yourself. And that is something that you can only give yourself. So please stop seeking for external validation, because it is a tiring journey that you will end up at the end of. It's a never-ending journey, actually. So you will, somewhere along the way, you will end up thinking, wow, this does not fulfill me. Because you're not looking for this external validation. You're looking for your own worth. And you will not find it where you've lost it, in the wrong environments. You will find it by changing your beliefs about yourself, flipping the switch, and then changing your environment accordingly. You need to make a nest for yourself in which you can lie, and where you're reinforced in the belief that you're worth something. And it is your responsibility to make that nest, to make those changes necessary. You deserve to value yourself. That is undebatable. And you can start today. I hope that you guys could take something from this video, and I see you guys in the next video. Bye.